We're going to get into our degenerate betting segment of the day. This is Petey's Picks.
Over-unders and bets of the week.
Yep, I'm here. I'm live. So, welcome to Petey's Picks. This is for all you degens out there who want to make a quick buck, want to watch some football, and sweat the bets with me. So, without further ado, here are my 3 picks for week 1 in the NFL. So, what I like to do, I like to break down each position, each skill position, and go through who wins what matchup, and then you take into the account the line, the spread of the game. So, without further ado, my first pick is the Titans at Bears. Bears -4. So we got the quarterback battle. We have Caleb Williams versus Will Levis. Caleb Williams coming in as a rookie. We don't know what he's going to do. I think he's going to have a stellar season. I think he's lined up for success. He has all the weapons in the world, more weapons than any first-round pick has ever had, I think. So it's Caleb Williams versus Will Levis. Will Levis is too busy shooting his Mayo Cologne commercials or whatever the hell he's doing. Had a really bad year last year. I don't see him improving much. So heavy lean towards Caleb Williams. The wide receiver battle, right? We have on the Bears, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen versus Calvin Ridley, Treylon Burks, and Tyler Boyd. So heavy lean towards the Chicago Bears. I think DJ Moore is poised for a breakout year. He might be top 7 wide receiver in this league. Rome Odunze could be special. We don't know. Keenan Allen as your 3rd wide receiver sounds like a good problem to have to me. Versus Calvin Ridley, who's probably watching this stream right now because he's a degenerate just like us. He's one of us. But we don't get suspended from our job when we bet on football. So Calvin Ridley, he's good, but hasn't really shown up. Treylon Burks, terrible, overhyped. He has maybe 2 more years left until he's either cut or traded, I think. I don't think he's producing as well as everyone hoped. And Tyler Boyd is a poor man's Keenan Allen. They're both old, and Boyd has not shown what Allen has shown in the past. So heavy lean towards the Bears wide receiver group. Next is running backs. We have DeAndre Swift versus Tony Pollard. DeAndre Swift, I've seen him in camp. He looks sharp. He looks really good. Last year on the Eagles, had a great year until the Eagles just collapsed offensively. So I think Swift's gonna have a bounce back year compared to his end. And Tony Pollard got paid, but he was never meant to be a running back 1. He always complimented Ezekiel Elliott or whoever else is in front of him. He's more of a 3rd down, receiving back. He's not meant to be an every down back. So again, another heavy lean towards DeAndre Swift. And now we get into the head coach comparison. We have Matt Eberflus on the Bears versus Brian Callahan on the Texans. So I had to Google who was the Texans head coach because I had no idea. So Brian Callahan is the ex-OC of the Cincinnati Bengals. It's his first year being a head coach. It's a lot of pressure. You're put on a pretty bad team. So it's a heavy lean. Not heavy lean. It's a lean towards Eberflus. I'm not a big fan of Eberflus, but now he has all these weapons and he can't mess this up. You literally cannot mess this up. You have so much talent around you. You just have to sit there and eat your popcorn and you'll be fine. So it's a slight lean towards Eberflus. So all my leans are towards the Bears, and you're only giving up 4 points. Give me that every day of the week. Fun fact, covering 4 out of 5 home games. You heard that right. The last 4 out of 5 games at home, they've covered the spread, which is currently at 4. So I love that pick. Give me the Bears. Bears 24, Titans 13 is my final estimate. So what do you boys think about that?
I do like that. That one is, to me, a little more of a lock.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I mean, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of doubt with the rookie coming in, but as far as weapons goes, he's got to beat all around the board. There's no shot. Even if you take Calvin Ridley, who at one point was on pace to be one of the best receivers in the league, but this hasn't been for 3-4 years.
Yep.
So the Bears have him. There's no reason the Bears lose this game unless the defense falls apart. But I don't see it happening. This one's more of a lock to me. What else you got?
Yeah, love that pick. So the next one's a little more controversial. And this is probably my riskier pick out of the three. We got the Rams at Lions. Rams plus 3.5. So the Rams and Lions played each other last year. It was Goff versus Stafford. It was down to the wire. And Goff edged out Stafford. He beat him. The team, the Lions beat the Rams, but it was a close game. So quarterback comparison, we have Matt Stafford versus Jared Goff. And I like Matt Stafford. I think Matt Stafford is more talented than Jared Goff. Might not have the talent around him like Jared Goff does, but Stafford is a Super Bowl winning quarterback who's poised under pressure. And what has Goff won? Right? He got to the Super Bowl and collapsed that one game. I think Matt Stafford's just an overall better quarterback. Slight lean towards Stafford. The wide receiver battle. This is one where the Rams lose. We have Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, who's kind of injured, so I won't really include him. He might be back. We're not sure. We have Tutu Atwell and Demarcus Robinson versus the Lions. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, and Jameson Williams. So obvious heavy lean towards the Lions, but I think that's the only place that they beat the Rams. It's a heavy lean. I think the talent is just Amon-Ra is going to have a great year. Laporta is going to have a solid year, not as good as last year, fantasy wise or just play wise. And Jameson Williams should have a good year. I think he's a talented player. Had a slow start, but I think he bounces back. So heavy lean towards the Lions in that case. The running backs, we have Kyron Williams on the Rams and David Montgomery, because I think Gibbs might be injured week 1 for the Lions. It's a lean towards Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams gets a lot of volume, gets 30-plus touches a game, and almost always gets a touchdown. He's a volume machine, and I think he is definitely better than David Montgomery, who's injured every other week. So it's a lean towards Kyron Williams. Now we go to the head coach, which I think gives the Rams a huge advantage. We have Sean McVay on the Rams versus Dan Crybaby Campbell on the Lions. Sean McVay is a genius. He knows what he had for lunch 28 years ago. I think McVay is a Super Bowl winning coach. He's super talented, has a great staff around him. And Dan Campbell, I don't understand the hype. This dude cries almost every press conference, and he keeps saying, oh, we're going to bite kneecaps off, we're so tough, we're so strong. Meanwhile, he's crying on the corner because his team won a game. Get over yourself, Dan Campbell. Get over yourself. I don't like you. I don't think you're a great head coach. He reminds me of that warden from The Longest Yard when he takes estrogen pills. He's overrated, in my humble opinion. And he goes for it for 2-point conversions a lot, which it pays off, but it burns you. And it burnt him that one game. And I don't like that. It's unnecessary risks you're taking. So I don't like Dan Campbell at all. So you're giving me 3.5 points with the Rams. That half-point hook, I'm taking the Rams all day against the Lions.
Yeah, I don't hate that one. I do agree with most of what you're saying. I think McVay comes from that Shanahan tree, and they are all just super talented coaches, regardless of which one you're talking about. The Shanahan, like that whole tree of coaches that came down from Atlanta is unreal. If Gibbs does come back and he is healthy week 1, I think he edges out Kyron. But this is a battle. This one is not a surefire to me at all. I think it could go either way. It's really, are the Rams back? Is that Super Bowl caliber team back or not? I don't think it's if the Lions can beat the Rams. I think it's if the Rams show up. Do they beat the Lions? You know?
Yeah.
So this is a good game. This is one that should be on everybody's TV. If you can make it happen, this will be a show.
It's a primetime game, so it should be.
Yeah. It should be. Cable. It should be. So this is one that we should all be watching for sure.
So I think the Rams can win this game. I think it'll be close. Mm-hmm. I got Rams 21, Lions 17. So yeah, give me that 3.5 points. I'll take that all day.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like it, man. This is a good one. All right, one more. What do you got?
Yeah, my final pick. This one, I think I like even better than the Bears pick. So I got the Texans minus 2.5 at the Colts. So I got this line at 1.5 a couple weeks ago, but now the line is shifting and it's going, towards the Texans' favor. We have the quarterback battle. We have C.J. Stroud versus Anthony Richardson. C.J. Stroud has been one of the... What's the word I'm looking for? One of the biggest surprises in the NFL. Everyone thought he would be the third best quarterback in that draft, and he has proved that he is the best quarterback in that draft. He's better than Bryce Young. He's better than Anthony Richardson. I think he's exceeded everyone's expectations. And Richardson looks pretty bad. In preseason, throws a couple pick sixes. Again, Richardson, for not fantasy purposes, is a bad quarterback. We don't have that much data on him yet, but what we saw in the first year wasn't too impressed with him. So, heavy lean towards Stroud. Wide receivers, right? The Texans have Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, and Tank Dell. And the Colts have Pittman, Josh Downs, who's injured, Alec Pierce, and Mitchell. So this, again, heavy lean towards the Texans. Nico Collins is a stud. He takes out Pittman easy. He's definitely better than Pittman. Diggs takes down Alec Pierce by a long shot, even though I don't like Diggs as a person. I think he still has some talent there, even though he's pretty dramatic. He's a pretty dramatic person, which I don't like. And Tank Dell beats out Mitchell. It's a 3-hit KO on wide receivers. So super heavy lean towards the Texans in that spot. And then we have running backs. We have old man Joe Mixon on the Texans. New system. He should be okay. Versus Jonathan Taylor on the Colts. I love Jonathan Taylor this year. I think Jonathan Taylor has another great year. He's a better player than Joe Mixon. So this is a heavy lean towards the Colts. I'll give the Colts the running back. You can have Jonathan Taylor beating out Mixon. That's fine. And then we get to the head coach. DeMeco Ryan versus Shane Steichen. Now, DeMeco Ryan, I usually don't like defensive-minded head coaches, but this dude has impressed me so much last year, turning this sad Texans team into an exciting, electric team with crazy amounts of weapons. Offense has been out of this world. Defense has been good. So that versus Shane Steichen, who's a first-year coach for the Colts, and you're giving him Richardson as a quarterback, yeah, give me DeMeco Ryan in his second year. 100%. Heavy lean towards DeMeco. Fun fact, the Texans have covered on the road against AFC South teams for 8 straight games. And they're going to make it 9 week 1. That's a strong stat. 8 straight. You know how hard it is to do that 8 times in a row? The odds are crazy. Let's make it 9. So I think the Texans destroy the Colts, 31-14.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. I saw a scary stat. How many games? And I don't know the exact number, but I know it's under a number. How many games do you think Anthony Richardson has started since high school?
20.
Under 20. It was like 17.
Oof.
That's not good. That's not good at all. You want to know, and this is like completely out of pocket, but you know why? I think Brock Purdy has had so much success. He started a ton of games in college, and you get that experience. These quarterbacks who are coming in with all this talent, but no games under their belt, are getting beat up bad. So Richardson scares me. I see the upside. If he can get it together, that rushing upside's insane. But again, with the rushing upside comes injury risk. And all these rushing quarterbacks are getting beat the hell up. Unless you have a body frame like Josh Allen, you're getting torched. So, and I said that when the rushing quarterback thing happened, when RG3 came out, I was like, dude, these guys are just going to get hurt. And so far, that's kind of lived up.
It has. It really has.
So, Richardson scares me. I agree. Stroud is the safer of the three. He seems to be the more talented of the three. I think fantasy-wise, I understand why people are still willing to risk it for Richardson. But Stroud was the right pick.
But look at that wide receiver comparison.
Well, yeah,
it's crazy.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Stroud has weapons. Take Diggs out, he still has weapons.
Yep.
Richardson's throwing to Pittman. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Everybody else, Alec Pierce. So, Adonai,
I like
a lot
Josh
of people,
Downs, but he's banged up.
Yeah, and a lot of people are high on Adonai Mitchell. So we'll see what happens there, but he's not going to be a Tank Dell or a Stephon Diggs. He's just not.
No.
Jonathan Taylor beats Joe Mixon.
Yep.
It just is. But that's really all you got going for you. It's not going to matter. D'Amico Ryans comes from that Shanahan tree, man. And he's so good. Dude, when we lost D'Amico, I was so upset.
Yep.
But he's proven that like it was the right move. He deserves to be a head coach. So I'm happy for him because god damn what he did to that Texans teams in one off season is unbelievable.
Insane.
So
he's been great.
This one I 100% agree. Anthony Richardson's first real game back, he's not going to do great. And Stroud and the boys are a playoff team now, and they're ready to roll. So I agree with this one 100%. This is one of those bets that if you want to make $5, put it all on Texans because there's almost no way they lose this game.
The line's shifting. Last week was 1.5. Now it's 2.5.
Yeah,
get it while it's hot.
It's gonna start. The closer we get, it's gonna. All right, cool. So that was our first PD's picks, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the betting content. We're gonna keep that segment going because that's a lot of fun, and I know a lot of people like to waste money because it's what winds up happening most of the time.
We're gonna make money.
We're gonna
unlike
make the
your
monies.
Boy.
Thanks for watching the Banter Blitz Podcast. Tune in next week for more nonsense.